Hi everyone. In this tutorial, we are going to learn about Terraform. So, what is Terraform? It is the most popular infrastructure as code, and we have alternate solutions for infrastructure as a code, like Ansible, Puppet, and Chef. But Terraform has become more popular because of easily readable code and configuration can be done with a simple JSON file. The Terraform includes low-level components such as the computing instances, storage, and any networking resources, and as well as any high-level components like DNS entries and also any software as service features can be provisioned. So Terraform can manage both existing service providers and as well as any custom in-house solutions. This is the most popular provisioning tool we are going to use. So it is open source and it is available for all the platforms. So first let us look into downloading Terraform. Let's go to the Terraform downloads and select the installer for your platform. If you are with Linux, go for Linux installer. If you are working with Mac installer, or else go with the Windows. I am going to show this tutorial with the Windows instance. Whenever you go with Windows, just it will download your installer. It's a very small file. You can see 31 MB. It's a very small file. And once it is downloaded, just we need to install. So the thing is, this is a zip file. Just you need to extract it. And once you extract, you just make sure that there is a file, application file is ready for you. So your download is completed. Very simple steps, very small file. And then the next step is you need to add the binaries of your Terraform for your environment variables as a system path variable. Let's copy the path of this Terraform installation folder where you extracted your zip file and go to your environment variables. Set the path. This is to make sure that your Terraform is configured, path setting is done, and then you are going to check whether installation is done properly or not. Environment variables. It's already set in my system. Just go to system variables, take the path, edit. Check for the path variable, edit. See here, this has to be added. Wherever you download, you just give the path. This is to identify your binary libraries of your Terraform. Once the path setting is done, your installation is completed. Just go to your command prompt and you just check with whether Terraform is installed or not. Simply, you can just check with help. Now installation is done. You can just check with version. So it is just showing the version. Right? Your installation is done successfully. So this is a Terraform infrastructure as a code. It is one of a popular tool for provisioning your any one of the networking services, cloud setup, and it is Terraform supports all the cloud platforms, maybe GCP, Azure, as well as AWS. Let us practice with the hands-on exercise with the provisioning one EC2 instance using Terraform. So here in the Terraform, like to practice with one demo application, let's just create one demo project. So I and say demo1 and just move to demo1 folder. Now let us configure our Terraform configuration file over here. So here the exercise what we are going to do is we will provision EC2 instance creation, okay, using Terraform. So for which we need a configuration file for this Terraform. So within this folder where we would like to configure our Terraform, we need to create a file. So let's go here, demo1 folder. Let's create a configuration file. So for Terraform configuration file, need certain inputs need to be configured with a simple, most readable, easily understandable JSON format. We need to provide the configuration, and this file need to be saved with the .tf extension. It's a Terraform file. So we will give the form name as demo1.tf, the Terraform file. So let's save this file and let's write the required configuration. So our task is here to create an EC2 instance. So for this we need a EC2 provider. So let's go to that URL. You just can give. You can also search for EC2 provider. Simply you can search for EC2 provider, AWS EC2 provider, Terraform, so that you will move to the same. Let me search for this. You will get a link where you can go to AWS provider, and here you need to take the configuration required to create with the AWS provider. So here the type of instance we are going to create is, we can create a services of type VPC, it can be networking services. Okay. We need the service type, okay, EC2. So let us select our AWS EC2 instance. In the usage, just in the usages, you can select with the EC2 provider. Okay, this is the configuration you need to select over here. Now, here to connect with this EC2 instance, to create it, first of all, we need a user account so that that particular IAM user can access to that instance. So let's first go to our AWS console. Let us create a user. So that for that particular user, for that particular region, we must get our access key and a secret key. Let's move on to AWS and let us create a user. So here the type of the user we are going to create with IAM user. To get an accessibility for your instance, we need to create a user. Okay, you just create here for Terraform user1, username, create a user2, add user, so here you can select the username, and here you need to enable the permissions for the user, okay, programmatic access, so that you will be able to make use of that EC2 instance for any kind of programmatic task. The next, permissions. Go and choose the policies where you can also enable the permissions administration access. So this is the permissions you can enable. Then if you want, you can add a tag. So this is what is a tag we are going to create for Terraform EC2. Any tag name you can give key value pairs. Then you go to review and your form, username is created. Once the user is going to be created, create a user, it will give you an access key. You are able to download your access key in the form of CSV file. Just download it. New user credentials. You can just open this file or it will show in a folder. Let's open that file. Because we have to get access key and as well as secret key to that particular user. So this is the keys we got it. Let's copy this. And this is a key where we need to provide into our application. So this is the access key and this is the secret key. Done. So you have got added with, and now we have to check with our region where you wanted to deploy, where you wanted to create your EC2 instance. Okay, let's go here. You can check your the global, right? Like if you wanted to create with your EC2 instance, whichever region you wanted to go with. Now you can close this. Go to your EC2 dashboard in your Amazon Management Console. Just go to EC2 where you can check. First of all, we will check whether any instances are available and any instances are running, because we are going to create a new instance using our Terraform, right? So we will be checking with what are all the instances available. There is 0 instances. There are some other instances I have created earlier, but they are all stopped. You can just check they are all terminated instances. So now if you go back to dashboard, you can see the number of instances are 0. There is no instance created and running here. No instances, right? Now, if we wanted to create an EC2 instance, again back to our configuration file, we need a resources for our AWS EC2 instance. What is that configuration needed, right? So the configuration needed is, the next step is we need to provide with the AWS provider. So provider already we have added. The next configuration we need is, you need EC2 instance Terraform. This is a provider. You need to give your EC2 details. So we need some more configurations into our JSON file. We just open our EC2 instance. And whenever you go to this EC2 instance, you can observe the configuration needs to be added. Once again, you can check here your EC2 instances. AWS instance. You need to add. This is the configuration. So the same thing is also there in our step-by-step document. Okay? This is the configuration. This is the thing we need to add into our file. Okay, that is in our demo1.terraform file. So what exactly we need to provide here? The instance name can be anything. You can give your own name, and here you can say practice. instance type is AWS instance. Then what type of instance you are using? Make sure that you are working with the 3-tier eligible instance, right? And then your AMI name you need to give. What kind of image you wanted to take while creating your EC2 instance, right? There are multiple images are available. Whichever you wanted to choose, you can choose. Where do we select our AMI type? Okay, let's go back to our console, and whenever we say launch instance, it will be giving you the list of images available. So whichever you wanted to create, right, you can choose, but let us take our feature eligible. The image name is this. You just copy this image, put it in your config file. So here, this is your image name, and this is your instance type. This you keep it as it is, right? So this is the configuration file is ready for you. And now here we need to select your region, which region you are working. Okay, so make sure that your config file, you will be checking with your the region where you are working with, the same region we need to add it here. So where to check our region? When you go the region in which you are working with, you will have the region. Maybe here you just copy the region to which you are working with. It could be any region. You can select according to your preferences. So let us copy the region which you wanted to deploy your instance. We're done. The all configuration, whatever you are supposed to write into your Terraform file is completed. Right? Save this file. And this is what is our demo1 TF file. This file is not required. Step by step document. Okay. This is what is our demo1 Terraform configuration file. We have configured our region, we have given our access key to that particular instance. This is IAM user access key, IAM users secret key. Then we have chosen our name of our instance, then what type of machine image you wanted to create with, what instance you are going to use. This is the basic configuration to start your EC2 instance by this provisioning tool with Terraform. If you wanted to create explicitly the EC2 instance, you need to follow a lot of steps and you need to configure so many features. It is a time-consuming process, right? Using this provisioning tool with a minimal configuration, more readable format, we are able to create our instance. How do we do that? Save this file. Now go back to your location where your demo1 TF file is there. Now you need to start adding your Terraform steps. What are the different steps we have in our Terraform to make your provisioning process? So let's go here. First, let us check the instances available. So go back to EC2 dashboard. Because before we are going to start our instance using Terraform, we would like to check whether instances are available or not. So there is no instances running. Instances running is 0 here. Right? It is going to be 0, and you can also check in the dashboard. Right? There is no instances running. Now let's move on to our Terraform file where we need to do the next steps. The first step you are going to do is Terraform init. So that based on the configurations we have written in our demo1.tf file, it is going to pull the required resources. It is going to initialize your plugins, all the provider plugins. So we have written the plugins, right? So Amazon machine image. So the required plugins it is going to pull. This is the first phase where you are performing the Terraform. Once init is done, you are going to perform the next step called as Terraform has been successfully initialized. The next step we are going to perform is Terraform plan. So now it is going to give you a plan where to provision your EC2 instance on AWS cloud. It will give you the plan, the second step. It will give you the plan number. Okay. The resource name. A reference to a resource type must be followed by at least attribute access. Let me check. I think T3 micro is not available, so I'm giving a different instance type. Just save it and give the step again. Again Terraform init, because we have changed the image type, right? So Terraform has been initialized, then Terraform plan. So for a given resources, the provider name we have configured, and then with the proper access keys for that particular instance for an IAM user, and then we have given the machine image and its suitable instance type. Earlier it was giving machine image type T3, which was paid version, so it is giving an error. So we are making just use of T2 micro instance. Now it is done successfully. So this is a Terraform plan is completed to deploy your AWS instance. So the plan is created and it is giving you the plan number. Okay. You are able to see here. Plan 1 is ready. The next step you have to do is apply. Whenever you say apply, now it is also showing you here the next step to be applied. Okay. So that now it is going to start your EC2 instance, because initialization is done, planning is done. Now Terraform is going to provision your EC2 instance, the backend in your AWS, and it will be taking your approval. So it will be waiting for your approval. Do you want to perform these actions? You just need to give here yes. Whenever you say yes here, now it is going to perform your EC2 instance creation, and it is going to spin up your service on the cloud. Using the same Terraform provisioning tool, you can also spin up the services related to your GCP cloud or Azure. So now you just need to wait for a few more seconds. By the time your AWS instance using your Terraform 1, the name of your instance, what we have given here, right? So the name of instance is going to spin up here. Once it is completely done, it is saying that the complete resources is added. Now if you go to your AWS console, here just refresh. You can see the instance is created. See the same instance name, the region what we have selected. Okay, everything is selected here. This is what is your EC2 instance created by using your Terraform. This is how you can make use of Terraform, okay, to provisioning and it is one of the most popular infrastructure as a core service compared with the Ansible